What's up, guys? We'll start here in a second. I gotta switch over to video here because I'm gonna be the only one going here, which is okay. I'm okay with it. I just have to do this shit that I suck at. Just bear with me, folks. I'm doing the best that I can. Can everybody hear me? Or the one person that's watching me hear me? What? Let me see here. Oh my God, Heather, I need you to come over here. Scale filtering? No. Where do I go? Where do I go? Just tell me. I'll start talking here in a second, guys. Go ahead. I'm ready. How do I get? What is, bear with me, guys. I'm working on it. I have no. Just bear with me, guys. I'll start here in a second. But it's just going to be me and Heather tonight. I can't find Bobbit. Rayshon's not going to be able to make it tonight, which is okay. I'm okay with that. Bobbit, I don't know where Bobbit is. He knows he's supposed to be here, but I'm not gonna. It's just gonna be me tonight, so bear with me. No Rayshawn, no Rayshawn tonight. No, there is no Bobbit either. I don't know where Bobbit is. Just bear with me. Bear with me. I'll do it. I'll get it here in a second. Just bear with me. As you can see, Wendy will be here too. I'm sorry, guys. I didn't know that I was going to be the only one on the call, but that is okay. I understand that. Thank you, Heather. Um, it's behind the scenes stuff. God, fuck. I think I got it. All right. Now we need to the layout. There we go. All right. Sorry, guys. I didn't know I was going to be the only one here. It's all good. Um, let's go through the games quickly, and then it's going to be a short show. I'll talk a little college football, and then we'll do our picks, and then we'll end the show. Um, this week was a little different. Let's start with the Buccaneers and the Eagles. I know Rayshon's not here, Bobbitt's not here, and that's fine. Let's talk about the Buccaneers and the Eagles real quick. I did watch the game. Buccaneers aren't as strong as everybody thinks they are. I keep saying this, but everybody seems to, Tom Brady. Look, here's the thing. Tom Brady has all of these weapons. He has actually more weapons than Aaron Rodgers does. And all I see is him. Philadelphia played him tough. They're going to get the best shot because they are the defending world champions, but everybody's talking about how powerful they are. They haven't shown me how powerful they really are. They haven't played anybody yet. And then the teams that they have played, they've lost to. Who are their first 4 games? What is their record? 5-1? They lost to the Rams. The Rams have a pretty good team. Let's see, game 1, Buccaneers. Who did they beat? Cowboys. They beat the Cowboys, but the Cowboys are trying to find their footing. They almost lost that game. In fact, they should have lost that game. They got out of it. They got lucky. Should have lost. Game 2, they played the Falcons. Come on. Not good. And I don't even know what the score of that game was, but I know the Falcons scored something like 24 points, 23 points. If their defense is that fucking good, and I don't care, everybody talks about how great they are, they should be dominating teams like this. Let me see who else they played. The Rams. They got beat. And the Rams aren't as good as everybody thought they were either. Let me see. Let's move on to the next week. Buccaneers played the Patriots. They escaped another game with a win. Patriots are not as good as Tampa Bay. I don't care if it was at home. No excuses. If Tom Brady's so fucking good, which he is, supposed to be, then how come they're barely winning fucking games they should fucking dominate in? Somebody explain that to me with all the fucking weapons he has. Okay? And tell me, somebody fucking tell me how great Tom Brady really fucking is. He looks 44. And then they played the Seahawks. No, that's next week. Then they played the... No, that's not right. No, here it is. Then they played the Dolphins. Dolphins suck. The Dolphins suck. They're probably one of the worst teams in the NFL. And then they play the Eagles. The Eagles have no offense right now. And they damn near lost that game. Philadelphia had a chance if they would have stopped Tampa Bay on first down. Now, granted, they got the yards when they needed, and a win is a win is a win, but everybody talking about how fucking good Tampa Bay is, they should be running roughshod all over everybody. They should be beating everybody 40-20. Everybody. If they're that fucking good, they should be winning these games by a lot more than what they are, especially against the competition that they have played. I don't want to hear any more Tom Brady is the greatest of all time. That's past. There is no more GOAT. He's a good football player. He's not excellent anymore. He's good. He's great. He's not excellent. He's not the best. Sorry to say, Aaron Rodgers is the best quarterback in the NFL. Try and argue that. Tom Brady's looked mediocre. The teams that they have played, they should be dominating, except for 2 games. I'm sick and tired of hearing about Tom Brady. They should have beat the Eagles by 40 because the Eagles have no fucking offense. This just boggles my mind when people say things like, "Oh, Tom Brady is the greatest ever." The team he has, this Tampa Bay offense is so far more superior to everybody else in the league. Then why are they barely winning games? Except for Miami. Dolphins at the Jaguars. Dolphins lose again, if I'm correct. Yes? Last time, a last second field goal. Don't people are sitting here trying to tell me that I don't know shit. Come on, man. Come on. Dolphins suck. Just take it for what it is. Vikings at Panthers. Good game from what I heard and saw. Panthers they've hit they almost won this game. Now, there's a couple of notes that I wanted to talk about. I want to talk about Sam Darnold. The moments that he had, and if I remember right, he has coachable moments. The things that he does wrong are coachable. The things he does right, he gets. In that final drive, or was it the drive before the final drive? The drive before the touchdown that they scored to tie the game and send it into overtime, he was making throws that Aaron Rodgers makes. Sam Darnold's a good quarterback. Everybody just stop shitting on this guy. Plus, he doesn't have any weapons right now. He's better than Zach Wilson. I'm going to fucking say that right now. I don't care what anybody says. Zach Wilson will be a mediocre to okay football player. Everybody says, well, he's a good first-round pick because he doesn't get rattled under pressure. He hasn't won a game yet. Looks like he's throwing a lot of fucking interceptions, just like Sam Darnold did, and he has more weapons than Sam Darnold did. Where's the excuse there? Oh, he's a rookie. Fuck that shit. It's 5 games into the season. No more rookie bullshit. He's taking every fucking snap. I don't want to fucking hear it. Chargers at the Ravens. Can I just say I think the Ravens are the best team in the AFC? Everybody wants to talk about Buffalo. They got beat Sunday or Monday. Just saying. Ravens look pretty good. I'm gonna let Heather because I'm gonna turn the camera a little bit. I always fuck this up. Go ahead, Heather. Go ahead. This is your team. Go ahead. Talk away.
Well, Ravens still have their issues because they're still letting players get through the easier out. There's still holes in the defense.
Of course.
They're holes that should have been plugged a while ago. But
that comes with injury, so.
Of course.
So to be honest with you, they're playing pretty good.
They are playing very good without having the people that they needed at the start of the year. He's in Discord now. With missing fucking
this one.
Mm-hmm. There you go. With missing their defensive players like Marquise Peters, they are really suffering. You're late, Bobbit.
Well, I haven't gotten
it. No, he's in the chat. They're also desperately missing Gus Edwards on the line. You're going to have to remove the camera entirely.
Okay, just give me a second. There we go.
Uh-huh.
It's all right. It is what it is. They can see all that shit. All right.
You're gonna have to remove the camera so you can turn it on.
Can you just give me a second? There we go. Hey, Bobbit, how's it going? Oh my God,
Just go back to the top there and hit the
that's all right. That's okay. That's okay. That's okay.
unmute desktop audio.
What's up, Bobbit? How you doing, man? Don't worry about it. I know you're late. It's okay. It happens. So let's go back to the Vikings Panthers game, Bobbit. I just talked about it. Well, actually, let Heather finish the Ravens game. So just hold on a minute. I'm going to go back to that game, okay?
Okay.
While I'm doing that, while you're doing that, I'll fix this. Go
Mm-hmm.
ahead. Go ahead.
Um, with the Ravens, they have. Yep, that's
Yes.
Bobbit. They have some of the best players on their defense. You made that. Never mind, keep going. And then the pickups they finally activated the Bell from practice squad, so they got a little help there.
Go ahead. You get over here and I'll fix it.
Keep talking. It's gonna be hard to talk while doing this. Oh goodness! All right.
Sorry, guys. You're
Oh.
fired, Bobbit. Go ahead. Continue talking.
They helped take care of that issue with being short on players by activating Le'Veon Bell.
Le'Veon.
Whatever. And they've gotten better. They're actually making it down the field without having to go into overtime. So,
They won 34-6.
yeah, they destroyed.
I know you're doing.
It's not even just that, it's just the point of. What did you do? Alright. Hold on, gotta fix a little bit more here. But in the end, the Ravens are back on track.
Where is you? I don't know where it's going here. Like this needs to come up.
Yeah, I know. Did you hit full screen or something?
I don't fucking know. Check it.
Why is it not working? Hey.
Yes, that's Bobbit.
Hold on a second here. Something happened. You're just gonna have to deal with this, and we'll have to fix it after the show because that's gonna take way too fucking long. Anyway, Ravens won.
Oh
Ravens won. Had a great week, and with Paul Stanley, I think they said was coming back soon for his next. Ronnie Stanley. He's coming back for this next game, so hopefully that shores up the line even more, and we get even more Ravens action as to what it used to be. There.
All right. Back to the Panthers. Did you watch Panthers game, Bobbit?
I sure did.
Give me your thoughts.
A lot of it has to do with Sam Donald.
Oh,
Sam Donald.
what is wrong with him? What's wrong
He
with him?
just keeps
What did he
throwing
do?
interceptions and
Bobbit, Bobbit, listen to me. And I know everybody shits on this kid because he throws interceptions. But here's the thing. He almost won that fucking game for them. I don't care about the intercept. Did the interceptions cost them the game?
Yeah.
Yeah, they did. You're wrong. They did not. They almost won that game.
And I'm not solely blaming him. I'm just saying he's one of the reasons.
Well, what's the other reason?
Just the defense.
How about injuries?
Well, they're still
How
young.
but how about injuries, Bobbitt?
Injuries are killing us, honestly.
If you were here when I said it, Sam Darnold isn't the problem. He has no weapons right now. Everybody's hurt. Once they get past once they get Christian McCaffrey back, he'll have a security blanket. He doesn't have a security blanket right now. Right now, he has Robbie Anderson and DJ Moore. There is no security blanket for him. Once he gets Christian McCaffrey back, it's going to be 3 weeks because he's out for 3 more weeks because they don't want him re-injuring. They want him at the end of the year because I think they're a playoff team. They think they're a playoff team. That defense has got to fix their issues. They gave up a touchdown at the end of that game. If Carolina would have gotten the ball, I think they did they get the ball first in overtime?
No, it was all Vikings.
Okay, so I'm thinking if Carolina got that ball, Minnesota was not winning that game. Carolina defense, and I had an inkling that Carolina's defense was gonna put a stop because they're a pretty good defense. They have pretty good. Do you want to know who lost them that game? Their safety.
Yeah.
The guy that everybody said is good and he's great. Well, he is, and it's a guy you talked about all the time, Jeremy Chin. Blew coverage, gave up a touchdown. Can't do that. Got to fix it.
And I seen today that apparently the deal's almost finalized. Deshaun Watson's coming to Carolina.
I don't like that idea.
Me neither.
I mean, he's a great quarterback, but now what are you doing with Sam Darnold? You just exercised an option on him for next year. What are you doing? What is Carolina doing? If they're going to do that, it's a big mistake for them to do that, in my opinion.
I agree.
So there's that. Rams at the Giants. Come on, it's the Giants. They don't have anything right now. They don't have any receivers. They don't have a quarterback. They don't have a running back. They're in trouble. Texans at the Colts. Colts ended up winning this game, yes. Chiefs at Washington. Chiefs ended up winning, did they not?
Barely.
And they barely won. I think the Chiefs are finding out that being at the top is a very lonely place. They did not look good from what I gathered. Packers at the Bears. I own you. I own you. I still own you. Need I say more? And I am a very high critic of that defense. I said how to fix that defense, and it looks like they're doing that. They look good with scrubs. Imagine getting Zadarius Smith and Jair Alexander, Preston Smith. They're missing 4 guys on that defense that are key players, and they have the 5th best defense in the league. So, hey, it's still Aaron Rodgers' division. It's not Justin Fields' division. It'll be okay. I own you. I own you. I still own you. Oh, that was
Oh,
hilarious. And then I seen on Twitter all of the people, oh, Aaron Rodgers should get his legs broken. Aaron Rodgers should get his legs broken. For what? For what? Or he should be penalized 15 yards for unsportsmanlike conduct. And I responded to this fucking dumbass Bears fan and said, well, for every fan that fucking flipped off Aaron Rodgers, they should be ejected out of the fucking stadium.
agreed.
Come on, people. It's a sporting event. If you can't take the heat, get out of the kitchen. Welcome to the wonderful world of the Bears still suck. 24-14.
Where are you going? Where do you want to go?
We have a defiant 2-year-old in this house. About to go put her out on the fucking porch. Bengals at Lions. I'm just going to go with, what did I say about the Lions last week? Did Dan Campbell cry this week?
Yeah.
He was going
I think
to.
he did. I'm not sure.
Can't always cry every week, man. Sometimes you're going to have to step up and fucking start lighting some people up in that fucking locker room. You may love those guys, and I said it last week, you may love those guys, but those players look like they quit on him. That's what it looked like to me. They look, Dan Campbell's a pussy. There's no crying in football.
Yeah.
I mean, Dan Campbell cares. Dan Campbell has an opportunity to change things. But with that team he has, you ain't changing shit. You ain't changing a goddamn thing. He's going to cry every fucking week. He's going to cry every fucking week because that's what the Lions are going to give you every fucking week. Every fucking week. And that's sad. Because I think Dan Campbell is that change that comes. It's the front office people. It's the fucking Ford family and the GM. They suck. They don't know how to fucking evaluate players. They don't know how to build. And I know everybody hates Gutekunst from the Packers GM. Go ask him how he's doing it. Just a thought. Go ask a GM. Go ask the Packers GM. Hey, how did you build that team? What did you do?
I didn't cry about it.
They didn't cry about it, and they for sure didn't fucking go out and spend $30 million for 1 year on a free agent that isn't going to do shit for him because he's hurt half the fucking year. That's the Lions' problem. And I don't know how many fucking players they have that are like that. I'm not saying that they do, but come on. Come on. Fix your shit. You can love that team as much as you want, but you're going to be crying every fucking week. That's all I'm going to fucking say.
Well, the Lions do have one thing going for them.
What's that?
They have the potential of breaking their own record as the worst record in the NFL. 0-17.
Well, they would. Oh yeah, they would break the record, wouldn't they?
Mm-hmm.
So in the next game, we're in week 7.
Yeah.
Okay. Just wanted to make sure, because here is the. I have to. Just give me a second, guys. This is simple. Bob, make sure you pull up the top 10 in the game that you watched this past weekend.
You got it, buddy.
Have that ready for College Corner. All right. Cardinals at the Browns. How good are the Browns? How good are the Cardinals? I mean, the Cardinals are still undefeated. I remember the Green Bay Packers were undefeated, and they lost to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They were the number one team, and then they dropped hard. Wait, I, I don't know. I'm going to wait until midway through the year before I even do my power ranking. The Cardinals are the number one team in the NFL right now. But who have they played? I mean, they played the Browns. The Browns are pretty good. The Browns are fighting injuries. In fact, one of the Nick Chubb, I think, or is it Kareem Hunt, got hurt. So they're getting thin, and OBJ is not the answer in Cleveland. But right now, Baker Mayfield is fighting a shoulder issue. Sit him. Sit him. Get him healthy. You're not gonna win the division. Baltimore, I think Baltimore is pretty much the best team in the AFC, including Buffalo. And we'll get to that. Cowboys at the Patriots. The Cowboys win, but the Patriots put up a fight. The Patriots are going to be one of those teams where they aren't supposed to win a lot, but they're going to be right there just because of Bill Belichick. Bill Belichick is the reason why the New England Patriots are always going to be a team to reckon with until he leaves. Raiders at the Broncos. The Raiders win. Look, the Broncos aren't as good as everybody thought they were. Just going to say this now. They are doing better than they were last year, but the Broncos aren't as good as they thought they were. And no, Aaron, it's not because of Teddy Bridgewater. They just got beat. They're both the Raiders and the Broncos are probably about even when it comes to competition. The Seahawks at the Steelers. Again, another close game. Seahawks had a chance to win it, but they threw an interception. Pittsburgh's won 2 in a row. They're still struggling, but they've won 2 in a row. And the Bills at the Titans. These are my thoughts on this. The Bills, if you're physical with the Bills, you're going to beat them. You're going to beat them because they like finesse. They're a finesse team. They're a finesse team trying to play physical, and they aren't very good at it. They have a physical linebacker in Trey Edmonds, or in Edmonds. I think I said his name right. But just saying, don't get sold on the Bills. So, 2 things that I picked up from last week, and I'll have more next week. Sam Darnold, he's coachable. He's coachable. It will come. He has the moments where, why are you making that throw? But then he lit in that last drive to tie the game. Again, he looked spectacular. And I said this earlier, Baba wasn't here. He looked spectacular. Looked great. For the Packers, they got Elton Jenkins back, and the center, and Myers got hurt. Bakhtiari is practicing. I don't know if he's going to be ready to play. The Packers are starting to get healthy on that offensive line. They've been playing with a makeshift offensive line for the last 3 weeks, and it's worked. They've played some pretty good defensive fronts and have done a pretty good job at defending. TJ Watt, I think he had 1 sack, but it was a coverage sack. Last week against the Bengals, they have a pretty good front 4. They can get pretty good rush. They didn't give up. I don't even think they gave up a sack in that game. They might have, but it was in the middle of the game somewhere. It wasn't a key moment. And then last week, they gave up a couple of sacks, and this is when Elton Jenkins, I'm like, what are you doing? Put out, and then the center got hurt again, and with his knee, and I don't know how bad it is. But I'm like, move Jenkins to center, put Lucas Patrick at guard, or whoever they had at guard the week before, and put Nijman at fucking tackle. John Runyon. Put John Runyon at guard and put Nijman back at tackle, and it would have been fixed. And they actually did that, and it worked. The defense coverage for the defense on Green Bay looked good. I mean, they had their moments, but what every team does. So, I mean, you're going to see that, but it's okay. It's okay. They won 24-14. They made Chicago look silly on both sides of the ball. Wendy, stop.
Come here, baby.
So let's get to the power rankings for the NFL, and then Bobbitt will go into college football. Houston is number 32. How Detroit is number 31, I do not know. Well, I know that. They dropped 2 spots. Houston dropped 2 spots. The New York Jets went up 1 spot. Miami Dolphins dropped 1 spot to 29. The Jaguars went up 4 spots to 28 because they won. The New York Giants stayed at 27. Washington football team's at 26 this week. Falcons at 25 from last week. I don't know if I would have dropped the Philadelphia Eagles this much. They did put up a pretty good fight. You want to scratch my back, right? Up, down. Philadelphia Eagles dropped 4 spots to 24. I don't know if I dropped them that far. I would actually keep them above the Bears. I would put them above the Bears. I don't know how much better the Bears are than the Eagles. The Bears are at 23. The Seahawks dropped 1 to 22. The New England Patriots, even though they lost, went up 1 spot to 21. Denver Broncos dropped 1 spot to 20. Carolina dropped 5 spots to 19. I don't know if that's really fair because it is what it is. Indianapolis went up 6 spots to 18. I don't know if I buy that. They played a lot lesser team than what the fucking Panthers did. I'm not agreeing with that. San Francisco stayed at 17. Pittsburgh stayed at 16. Las Vegas went up 3 spots to 15 because they did win. Minnesota went up to 14, 1 spot. Cleveland dropped 4 spots to 13. New Orleans dropped 1 spot to 12. Bengals went back up 2 spots to 11. Tennessee went up 2 spots to 10. This is according to NFL.com, by the way. The Kansas City Chiefs went up 1 spot to 9. The Chargers went up, dropped 3 spots to 8. And they lost. I mean, they got manhandled by the Ravens. The Rams went back up 1 spot to 7. The Packers stayed at 6. The Ravens jumped the Packers. Weren't the Packers like 2 or 3 last week? How are they 6? Whatever. They didn't drop, but I thought they were higher than that. The Baltimore Ravens went up 2 spots to 5. The Cowboys, I don't think they're the 4th best team in the league. I don't think Tampa Bay is the 3rd best team. The only reason they're up there is because they're defending Super Bowl champions. Buffalo, in my eyes, is not the number 2 team anymore. They should have dropped where Green Bay is. And Arizona is the number 1 team in the NFL, according to NFL.com. And I disagree with that because how can you keep the Bills? How could you have the Bills at 1 if the Cardinals... Funny to me. So switching over to the college, there is an upset. And I said it was fucking coming, but nobody wants to fucking believe me. And I don't know if Bobbitt watched that game. Bobbitt, did you watch? You know what game I'm talking about?
Yeah, and I did see it.
Did I not say that was going to happen? It was a matter of time. Iowa is not as good as everybody thinks they are. They don't. They have the worst. I'm going to put it in perspective. Wisconsin averages like 12 points a game, and they have a better offense than Iowa does. Iowa has a pretty good defense. The problem with Wisconsin is they can't put it in the end zone. Their efficiency isn't very good. Over the last couple of weeks, Wisconsin's looked good. Now, Wisconsin played Army this past week, but I don't think Army's as bad as they're pretty good. They look pretty good. They didn't allow much on defense, and Wisconsin looked really good on defense. They had a couple of moments of lapse. I really wasn't concerned. I didn't do a lot of yelling in either game, actually. I was actually pretty quiet around the house this last weekend.
Thankfully.
For football. Now, that's not saying that this week will not, because I think the Packers play the Cardinals. Or no, they play the Washington football team. I might be another one of those where I'll be okay. But I don't know who Wisconsin plays this week, but I just wanted to point it out. Iowa sucks. Well, they don't suck. Their defense is pretty good, but their offense is worse than the Big Ten, statistically. What other games were on the docket, Bobbitt?
Just there wasn't a whole lot of good games this week. It was just your traditional stuff.
Like what? Like what?
I'm looking up. Hang on.
What game did you watch?
You had. Oh, I watched the Iowa game.
Okay, talk about it. I didn't watch it because we were doing something, I think. We went shopping. Yep. We went shopping, so I didn't catch the whole game. But go ahead, Bobby. Go ahead. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. No, the Badgers were playing at the same time. Go ahead.
Iowa, they look like they came in there way too cocky. Like they took that game for granted, and you see what happened.
You know, they got their ass kicked. What was the score of the game?
Yeah. It was 1 second.
Wasn't it a double-digit win? Wasn't it like 24-10 or something like that?
It was 24-7.
If you're Iowa and you're the number 2 team in the country, come on, man. So, the SEC game, Georgia, come on, man. I did see that. Georgia is fucking legit. They kicked the shit out of Kentucky. Who was the only other undefeated team in the SEC. There's only one undefeated team in the SEC now, and that is Georgia. What about down in the ACC? Any big games in there? Like Virginia Tech?
There's another thing I want to talk about.
Go ahead.
Virginia Tech played Pittsburgh, and Pittsburgh blew them out.
Okay, so talk about it.
I didn't get to watch the game. I heard it on the radio, and from what it sounded like, just Pittsburgh's has got the better team over
Virginia
over Tech
Tech
at the
is
moment.
Virginia Tech is they're a young team. They're not. They've been fighting recruiting for years now. It's North Carolina and Pittsburgh. It's just one of those things. It's one of those things.
Another thing I want to talk about is there was a video that came out of the Tennessee game.
So yeah, Cody just put in the chat. I'll talk about that in a second, Alpha. Ole Miss and Tennessee was good until the fans started throwing stuff onto the field. What happened?
What it was, the fans weren't happy because they thought the Tennessee got a first down, and the dude was short.
Was he short?
The fans got pissed and started throwing shit in the field.
Was he
like
short?
Mustard bottles and shit.
Was he short though?
Yes.
Then the fans need to shut the fuck up. That's all I'm gonna say. I agree.
Like, like they fucking threw mustard bottles and shit in the field.
Mustard Bob.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. I did not see that. The head coach from LSU at Orgeron is resigning at the end of the year. I don't know why. I don't know why he's retiring at the end of the or resigning at the end of the year. I think
I think
LS.
it has to do with the celebratory video he put out with his girlfriend.
Oh, did he make a happy video?
It was leading to happy time, yes. And also his girlfriend that he played on the field during their practice.
Okay, well, that's not good. Anything else, Bobbitt?
I got the rankings if you're ready.
Go for it.
10 for. Number 10, we've got Oregon.
Okay.
Number 9, Mississippi. God, Michigan State.
They won this past week, right? They're undefeated still.
Yeah.
Okay.
Number 8 is Oklahoma State.
Did they win or did they lose?
They're undefeated currently.
They won. Okay. Go ahead.
All right, number 7 is Penn State.
Okay.
Number 6 is Michigan.
Okay.
Number 5 is Ohio State.
All right. I agree with
Number
that.
4, number 4 is Alabama.
I disagree with that. Well,
Number 3 is
I'm going to say this now. You could flip flop Ohio State and Bama right now. Go ahead, Bobbitt.
number 3 is Oklahoma.
I still think they're the second best team in the country, but go ahead.
Number 2, Cincinnati.
Overrated. They're only putting them in there because they want to see one of the small mid-major schools get in there, and it's going to happen. Cincinnati doesn't play anybody the rest of the year. They play in the American Conference, football conference, and they play Connecticut, who lost to UMass, who was the 120th ranked team in the country. How good is the American Conference? Cincinnati is overrated. They will not. Wisconsin will beat them. That's all I'm going to say. I don't think they're that good. That being said, fine. I'll just laugh my ass off when they fucking get beat 68-0 by Georgia in the championship game if they make that far. And number 1 is Georgia, of course, right?
Number 2.
That was number 2, Cincinnati. Bobbitt?
Yeah.
Georgia is number 1, correct?
Yes, sir.
If we're buffering, you're going to have to hit refresh,
Yeah.
Dan Rex. There ain't a damn thing I can do about it. I'm not buffering on my end, so it's all about you, buddy. That's pretty much it. There is one thing that I want to talk about. It has to do with the referees. There is a lot of people complaining about pass interference. There's a lot of things by rule. There was an interference call that people were bitching about. All I'm going to say is I remember distinctly saying that the pass interference call. Oh, it was the touchdown that wasn't called in the back of the end zone Sunday night.
Yeah.
Was it Sunday night? Where the guy pushed off.
I believe it was Sunday night.
And it was it called? Oh, it was called in the back of the end zone, and they called offensive pass interference. So if you extend your arms, by rule, it's pass interference. If you're doing this, whether or not you physically move the guy, you do this. That's pass interference. It doesn't fucking matter. By rule, if you extend your arms, it's pass interference, especially if you have your hands on a guy's back. It was pass interference. It is what it is. Holding, it's subjective. When you pull and tug on the jersey, when you do this, that's holding. If you stay inside of the frame, you can grab the jersey, but you have to let it go if he goes to pull. Because if you pull on it, you're going to get called for holding.
And if you put a player in a headlock, it's a horse collar.
If you put that call was garbage. There was a call. Wasn't there a call?
Yeah.
Was it in the Packer game?
Yes. It was called on the Packers, too. He was called for horse collar.
He grabbed his shoulder pad. That's not, I don't know if I like that. They need to change that rule. The targeting calls, again, I keep saying it, I keep reiterating. The only way you're going to fix it is review them all. If it comes back. In college, they do it right. If there is no targeting, if it was a football play, there's no penalty. If there's targeting, the player gets kicked out. In the NFL, you can fine a player. I would kick him out and fine him. That's how I would do it. You want to put an end to all of the horse shit that happens during a game like that? That's how you do it. Finding somebody $37,000 a game, that's chump change to a lot of players, especially these ones that are doing that because they're going to do it every week. Oh, you can take $10,000. I don't care. It is what it is. So with that, I mean, there's really nothing that I can really rant about. It was a pretty calm way. The referees are, and I've seen it, and I can agree with it. They are kind of ruining the game, and I've said it. I'm not gonna dwell on it. They are ruining the game. They need to just let the players play. If there's obvious penalty, throw the flag. There is a way to do it. You don't have to throw a flag in a key situation just to throw a flag because it makes the game more exciting. Let the game happen. Let the players play. If there's a reason to throw a flag, then there's a reason to throw a flag. And again, the by the rule thing, and I do agree, it shouldn't have been called, but by rule, it was interference. Do I agree with the call? It doesn't get called hardly ever. It just got called that time. That's all I can say. With that being said, let's get to week 7.
Like I said.
Hard to believe we're already on week 7. That's crazy.
It is. It's crazy. Crazy. The first game. Denver at Cleveland. Who do you got, Bobbitt?
Cleveland.
I'm going with Cleveland as well. Heather? Give me a second here. Ow. Just give me a second. The next game is Next game is the Chiefs at the Titans. Who you got, Heather? I'm gonna go.
I'm gonna go. They might pull.
I'm gonna go with the Titans as well. They got a run game. As long as they're able to run the ball, Chiefs ain't beating you. Bobbitt, who do you got?
I'm going Titans because Derrick Henry is playing some damn good football right now.
He almost has 1,000 yards rushing already. You know that?
That's crazy.
Yes. He had 600 and some yards coming into this week, and he had 140. I think he had 680 yards coming into this week, and he had 140 this week. So that's like 820 yards rushing in 6 weeks. Packers at the Redskins, or no. Let me rephrase that. Washington at Green Bay. Washington at the Packers. It's a noon kickoff. I'm going with the Packers. It's going to be one of those games. I still believe Washington has a pretty good defense, but I think it's that Green Bay's shown that they can do it. Heather? Nope, that's fine. Bobbitt?
I am going Green Bay.
Okay. Here's a dandy. This is going to be a good one. The Bengals at the Ravens. Bobbitt? Who you got?
I'm going Ravens.
You going to go with the Ravens?
Yeah.
I'm going to go with the Ravens too. Heather?
I'm gonna go with the Ravens, but this is gonna be another fight.
Yep. Panthers at the Giants. I'm going to go with the Panthers. It's just the Giants right now, they don't have any offense. They have an offense, but they don't have they don't they're down to their practice squad players on offense. Defensively, I think Panthers are better. Heather, who you got? Bobbitt?
I'm going Carolina.
Okay. Woo, here's a dandy. Falcons at the Dolphins. I think the Dolphins are going to win this one. Somehow, some way, because it's the Falcons. Who do you got, Bobbitt?
I got Miami.
I did pick no, I picked the Dolphins. Say it again,
Miami.
Heather. Okay. Jets at the Patriots. Heather. I'm going with the Patriots as well. Bobbitt, who do you got?
Patriots.
Eagles at the Raiders. Now keep in mind the Eagles they can do some things. They did some things against the Buccaneers. The Raiders don't have as good of a defense as the Eagles or the Buccaneers do. I'm going Eagles. Fly, Eagle, fly. Heather? Bobbitt?
I gotta support my buddy Ray Sean and say Eagles.
Oh my god. Everybody, if you don't pick this next game right, whoever you have to drink an entire beer. Lions at the Rams. Just next game.
Yeah.
Why? You have the whatever. Yes, they know this. Lions, you're caught up. It's,
Really?
oh my god. Just
Let's go.
Lions at the Rams. Bobbit?
Rams.
I'm going to go Rams. Heather,
Um,
I'll let you catch up.
no.
Cody, who do you got? The Rams or the Raiders? What is he missing? Trek. What is Trek missing? Missing the Pats. He went the Patriots. Let her catch up. Just give her a sec. Raiders. Trek pick Rams. Other game. Pats. He picked Patriots. Next game. The Bears at the Buccaneers. Bears have pretty good defense. Buccaneers have a pretty good offense. Buccaneers have a pretty good offense or defense. The decent defense. The Bears have a mediocre offense. Advantage Buccaneers. Bobbitt?
Bucs.
I don't know. I hope you're right. I hope you're right. Next game. The Texans at the Cardinals. Next game. The Colts at the 49ers. Okay, so Texans at the Cardinals. Well, I mean, come on, pick the Cardinals. They're playing the Texans. That's who I'm picking. Bobbitt,
Cardinals.
Heather, just put everybody down for Cardinals because if you pick the Texans, you're an idiot. We have 2 games left. Cardinals, Cardinals. Jim picked the Tits.
No. Yeah, I know.
Okay. Now, next game, the Colts at the 49ers. Bobbitt,
I'm going to go 49ers.
okay. Heather, I'm going to go with the Colts. They have a better, they're better. 2 teams that can't get out of their own way. I'm picking the better offense. Who's going to score more points? And the final game for the week is the Saints at the Seahawks. Heather? They're without Russell Wilson. The Saints have a pretty good defense. I am going to go with the Saints as well. Bobbitt?
Yeah, I'm going to go Saints.
Everybody's going with the Saints, huh? Truck went with the Saints. Cody went to Seahawks. I'd like to know, DM that to me. I'd like to know why you picked that, Cody. That is a pretty interesting pick. Seahawks are going to be without Russell Wilson. Their defense is terrible. The Saints have a pretty good offense. Their defense is way better than the Seahawks. I just don't see the Seahawks being that team. Without Russell Wilson, the Seahawks are not very good. Russell Wilson makes the Seahawks better. Geno Smith is doing okay. But doing okay isn't good enough in the league anymore. You have to be good. That's and I'd like to read your thoughts on that. So with that being said, that's pretty much it, folks. Did I miss anything? I'm going to say this, and then I want to see if everybody agrees with me. There's parity in the NFL, and you know what I mean by parity, not jokes. But it just seems like the teams are more evenly matched this year than they have been in previous years. Like nobody's really standing out to me. I mean, the Cardinals won, but I don't know, man. I don't. They don't. They don't wow me, to be honest with you. So, what do you think, Bobbit? Do you think the NFL is kind of evening out a little bit?
Fine.
Yeah, yeah, because there's not one team that's overly dominating right now.
Right.
Everybody's kind of level.
Right. So, yeah. So that being said, Heather, can you agree or? So that being said, hopefully we get Rayshawn back next week. I'll talk to him and we'll find out. Oh, well, that sucks. So that being said, we're gonna end it here, folks. I want to thank everybody for being here. It was a quick show, quick recap of the week before, a a look into college football, a little bit of talking notes and such, and then we did our picks. I'm gonna
Have
turn it
we
over
done
to Heather.
our thing from last week?
Hold on. I'm going to turn it over to Heather. That's pretty
Okay.
much it for the NFL talk. Now it's going to be fantasy football, and then the no, Heather didn't get a chance to do any of it, so you can do it when you use your phone.
I can do the fantasy.
So we haven't had next week. We'll do next week. We'll do it. Heather didn't get a chance to. She's been busy with work. I've been busy with work. Huh? Whatever. I don't give a shit. So she'll do the prize thing, talk fantasy football. Y'all have a great week, and we will see you next week. Bye.
Oh, there we go, folks. Yeah, I didn't have time to add up the scores because my work and hockey came out, so you know things have been busy.
Yeah.
That's it. See this better? All right. This, we gotta change you back to week 6. There we go. This week, there were no huge winners like there were last week for fantasy football, but we do have one front runner, and that is our favorite Tomahawk boy, Tim, who beat the managerless team. Finally, somebody did it. With 155.48 to 105.9. So, next we have Cody beating Bobbit here, 145.10 to 134.92. And Rayshawn barely eked out a win against Danrex with 144.90 to 144.60. And I bring up the rear, beating NG 144.38 to 126.98. So this was quite the exciting week in fantasy football. A lot of close games. And I got a shit ton of players on bye now. Once we're done here, I will.
I'm playing the manager list team as well. I'm playing the manager list team this week.
Oh boy, you better have fun with that. I am taking on Cody. I'm taking on Cody this week. Once I switch out my players on bye, we'll see exactly where we end up here. But yes, next week I will show you guys the scores from this week, and then the scores from last week and the scores from this week separately, and then show you together all of what your total is. So and here's a reminder of what that is for. JP's going nuts trying to eat dinner. It is for our Bubba Awards, in which his birthday is coming up soon. It wasn't in the fridge. Anyway, this is what you are making your picks for and why it should be important to you. There you have it, folks. We will see you next week. Enjoy your games. Hope you picked well. And have a good night.